The first time it happened, it was almost an accident. Ethan had always been curious about the softness of fabrics, the way skirts swayed, the delicate click of heels on hardwood floors. He never dared to explore it, though, not until that rainy afternoon when his mother left her bedroom door slightly ajar. She was out running errands, and the house was quiet except for the steady drum of rain against the windows. Ethan, 15 and restless, wandered upstairs, drawn by some unnameable impulse. He paused outside her room, his fingers brushing the doorframe. He shouldn't, but he did. Inside, her closet stood half open, a treasure trove of colors and textures. Dresses hung neatly, blouses folded with care, a row of shoes lined up like soldiers. His breath hitched as he reached out, running his fingers along the sleeve of a silky lavender blouse. It felt like water against his skin. Before he could second-guess himself, he slipped it off the hanger and held it up to his chest. His reflection in the mirror looked back at him, uncertain but intrigued. The fabric was cool as he pulled it over his shoulders, the buttons unfamiliar under his fumbling fingers. When it was on, he stared. The blouse was slightly loose on him, but it fit in a way his own clothes never had. It felt right. His heart pounded as he reached for a skirt next, a simple black one with a flared hem. He stepped into it, zipped it up, and turned to the mirror again. A stranger stared back. A girl. The rush of emotion was overwhelming. Excitement, fear, guilt, and something else. Something warm and undeniable. He wanted to see more. He dug through the closet, finding tights, a pair of low heels, even a padded bra tucked in the back. Each piece he added transformed him further, until the boy in the mirror was gone, replaced by someone softer, freer. Then, the sound of the front door opening. Panic shot through him. He scrambled to pull everything off, but it was too late. His mother's footsteps climbed the stairs, and before he could even unzip the skirt, she was standing in the doorway, her eyes wide. For a long moment, neither of them moved. Ethan's face burned with shame, his hands trembling at his sides. He braced for anger, disgust, a demand to never do something so strange again. But his mother didn't yell. She didn't even frown. Instead, she stepped forward, her expression softening as she took in the sight of him. The blouse, the skirt, the way his nails had unconsciously curled into his palms. "Oh, Ethan," she murmured, and then, to his shock, she smiled. That was the beginning. Over the next few weeks, his mother became his guide. She didn't treat his curiosity like a phase or a joke. She treated it like something natural, something to be explored. She taught him how to walk in heels without wobbling, how to apply makeup without it looking messy, how to tuck his hair behind his ears just so. At first, it was just in her room, behind closed doors. Then, she bought him his own things, a sundress in pale yellow, leggings, a pair of ballet flats. "You don't have to hide in my clothes," she told him. "You can have your own." The first time he dressed fully as himself, no, as herself, in front of the mirror, it was like seeing the real version for the first time. The name came to her then, whispered in her mind like it had always been there, Emily. Her mother saw it too. One evening, she handed her a small box. Inside was a delicate silver bracelet, the kind she'd always loved but never dared to wear. For Emily, her mother said simply. It wasn't always easy. There were moments of doubt, of fear. What if someone found out? What if they laughed? Or worse? But her mother was there, steady and unwavering. And then came the day they went out together. Just a short trip to a quiet cafe across town, where no one knew them. Emily wore a floral dress, her hair tucked under a cute beret, her heart pounding the entire drive there. But when they walked in, no one stared. No one pointed. The barista just smiled and took their order like it was any other day. That night, Emily looked at herself in the mirror again. The boy from before was a distant memory. The girl looking back, she was real. And she was happy. Her mother hugged her tight. "However you are," she whispered, "you're perfect." And for the first time, Emily believed it. The seasons changed, and with them, Emily did too. What had started as a tentative exploration became a quiet revolution, one that unfolded in the safety of her mother's love. The house, once filled with the rigid expectations of boyhood, softened into a sanctuary where she could breathe. Her mother became more than just an accomplice. She became a teacher. Emily learned the subtle art of eyeliner, the way to blend foundation just right, the secret to walking in heels without a sound. They spent evenings together, painting each other's nails in deep reds and soft pinks, laughing when the polish smudged. Sometimes, they'd play dress up like they were both girls again, trying on outfits just for the fun of it. Her mother would twirl in a vintage dress, and Emily would mimic her. The two of them reflected in the mirror, different, but the same in their joy. But the world outside wasn't always so kind. School remained a battleground. Emily still went as Ethan, still wore the uniform, still answered to the wrong name. The dissonance ached. Every he and him was a tiny cut, and by the end of the day, she felt bruised. She longed to tell someone, her best friend, maybe, or the art teacher who always spoke so gently, but fear kept her silent. What if they didn't understand? What if everything collapsed? Then came the winter formal. The posters went up in the hallways, glossy and bright, advertising music, dancing, a night of magic. Emily stared at them, her stomach twisting. She wanted to go, not in a stiff suit and tie, but in a dress that made her feel like herself. That night, she hesitated before asking her mother, "Do you think, could I?" Her mother didn't need her to finish. She just smiled and said, "Let's find you the perfect one." They drove to a boutique the next town over, where no one would recognize them. The saleswoman assumed they were shopping for the mother, not the child, and Emily's face burned as she held up dresses against herself in the mirror. Then her mother gently steered her toward a deep blue gown, sleeveless, flowing, with just a hint of sparkle. "Try it," she urged. In the dressing room, Emily slipped it on. The fabric whispered against her skin, cool and luxurious. When she stepped out, her mother's eyes glistened. "Oh, sweetheart," she breathed. For the first time, Emily didn't just look like a girl. She felt like one, wholly and completely. But going to the dance like this? It was impossible, wasn't it? Her mother, ever the strategist, had a plan. What if we tell them it's a costume, a dare, or a role reversal thing? It was flimsy, but it was something. Emily's heart pounded at the thought. The risk, the potential humiliation, the whispers, but also the chance to be seen. The night of the dance, she stood in front of the mirror, her mother behind her, fastening the clasp of a delicate necklace. Her makeup was soft, her hair curled just so. She looked like a dream. "You don't have to go," her mother reminded her. "But if you want to, I'll be right outside the whole time." Emily took a deep breath. "I want to." The school gymnasium was transformed, streamers, twinkling lights, a pulsing beat. A few heads turned when she walked in. Murmurs rippled. But then something unexpected happened. Mia, a girl from her art class, broke into a grin. "Oh my God, Ethan, you look amazing." Not Ethan, Emily wanted to say. But for tonight, it was enough. She danced. She laughed. And for a few hours, under the glittering lights, she wasn't hiding. When it was over, she rushed to the parking lot, where her mother waited in the car. Emily collapsed into the seat, breathless, her heart still racing. "Well?" her mother asked. Emily grinned. It was worth it. Her mother reached over, squeezing her hand. "Then we'll do it again. And again. Until it's not just one night." Emily leaned her head against the window, watching the street lights blur past. She wasn't sure what came next, coming out, hormones, a new name on her diploma. But for the first time, she knew one thing for certain. She wouldn't have to do it alone. Summer arrived in a burst of heat and golden light, and with it came a new kind of freedom. School was out, and Emily no longer had to wear the suffocating mask of Ethan during the day. She could wake up, slip into a sundress, and simply be. Her mother had even started calling her Emily full-time at home, and the sound of her real name was like cool water on a scorching day. But the world outside their home still didn't know. One afternoon, while flipping through a magazine, Emily's mother paused on an advertisement for a LGBTQ+ youth group in the city. "Look at this," she said, tapping the page. "They meet every Sunday. Maybe you'd like to go?" Emily's stomach fluttered. The idea of being around other people who might understand her was thrilling, but terrifying. What if she didn't fit in? What if she was too nervous to speak? Her mother, sensing her hesitation, squeezed her hand. "We don't have to stay if you don't like it, but I think it could be good for you." So that Sunday, they drove into the city. Emily wore her favorite outfit, a soft pink blouse and white capris, and her mother had helped her with a light, natural makeup look. "You're beautiful," her mother whispered as they walked toward the community center. Emily's heart hammered, but she held on to those words like a lifeline. The room was bright and buzzing with conversation. A few heads turned when they entered, but then a girl with rainbow-dyed hair grinned and waved. "Hey, newbie." Emily nodded, suddenly unable to speak. "I'm Lex," the girl said. "Pronouns?" Emily swallowed. She, her. Lex beamed. "Awesome. Come meet everyone." That afternoon was a revelation. There were trans girls like her, non-binary kids, gay and lesbian teens, all of them unapologetically themselves. For the first time, Emily didn't feel like an outsider. She felt seen. On the drive home, she couldn't stop talking. Lex said she started hormones last year, and she goes to a school where everyone knows she's trans and she. Her mother laughed. "I take it you liked it?" Emily nodded, her chest warm. "Can we go back next week?" "Of course." As the weeks passed, Emily's confidence grew. She started experimenting with her style more. Bolder makeup, brighter colors, even a cute pixie cut when she got tired of wigs. Lex and the others became real friends, texting her memes and encouraging her when dysphoria crept in. But there was still one person she hadn't told, her father. He lived across the country, remarried, and their calls were sporadic. Emily hadn't seen him in over a year. She knew her mother had been gently preparing him, mentioning how Ethan had been exploring more feminine interests, but Emily dreaded the conversation. Then, one evening, her mother sat her down. "Your dad's visiting next month," she said carefully. "I think it's time he met Emily." Panic shot through her. "What if he hates me?" Her mother cupped her face. "Then I will love you twice as hard. But give him a chance." The day of his arrival, Emily paced her room, agonizing over what to wear. Should she dress feminine and make it undeniable? Or play it safe, in case he reacted badly? In the end, she chose a compromise, a soft lavender sweater and jeans, her hair styled in a way that could be read as either masculine or feminine. She wanted him to see her, but she was terrified of his rejection. When the doorbell rang, her breath caught. Her father looked the same as always, broad-shouldered, salt and pepper hair, a hesitant smile. His eyes flickered over her, lingering on her hair, her sweater. Emily braced herself. Then he stepped forward and pulled her into a hug. "Hey, kiddo," he murmured. "Your mom's told me a lot. You okay?" Tears pricked Emily's eyes. She nodded against his shoulder. That night, over dinner, he asked quiet questions: how long she'd known, what name she preferred, if she wanted to start hormones someday. He didn't always get it right, but he tried. And that was enough. As Emily lay in bed that night, she realized something. She wasn't just surviving anymore. She was living. And the best part? She was just getting started. The air smelled like salt and summer as Emily stood at the edge of the pier, her sundress fluttering in the ocean breeze. Beside her, Lex grinned, holding out a tube of lip gloss. "You ready for tonight?" Emily took it, her hands steady now where they once would have trembled.
"Yeah.
"I think I am." Tonight was Pride. 6 months ago, she wouldn't have dared to walk through the city in a rainbow crop top and glittery shorts, let alone dance in front of strangers. But here she was, her hair freshly dyed in pastel pink streaks, her mother's silver bracelet still around her wrist, her heart fuller than she'd ever imagined possible. Her father had flown back home last week, but not before taking her shopping for her first binder, for the days when even her favorite dresses felt wrong, and promising to visit again soon. Her mom had started researching hormone therapy options, just in case Emily decided that was a path she wanted. And Lex had become the sister she never had, someone who just got it without needing explanations. The pier was alive with music and laughter, a sea of people in every color of the rainbow. Emily's mother linked arms with her as they walked, her own rainbow scarf fluttering. Nervous, Emily shook her head. Not anymore. Because this was her family now. Not just the woman beside her, but the community around her. The trans elders handing out flags, the drag queens posing for photos, the shy kids like she used to be, peeking out from behind their parents. She wasn't alone. When the fireworks burst over the water that night, painting the sky in gold and violet, Emily closed her eyes and made a wish. Not to be someone else, but to keep becoming herself. Thank you so much for watching till now. It means the world to have you here. This community is all about empowering each other and celebrating the incredible journeys of everyone on their path to living authentically. If you're ever feeling lost or alone, remember you have a whole family here for you. Hit that subscribe button, smash that like button, and let's keep inspiring each other, sending you all the love and strength in the world. Until next time, live your life by your rules.